trails by 2. It's been a battle all night, and for many in this building, this feels like the end. But Leroy and Cerrone, they've been here before. Leroy lurking, eyes locked in, and he pulls it loose! He's got the steal with 5 seconds left. He looks up, finds Cerrone. Cerrone catches, steps into it. A 3 for the win! He hit it! Cerrone from downtown. Leroy to Cerrone, they have done it again. They've done it again!
Good afternoon. Everybody. Yeah. I'm feeling good today. Welcome to the Leroy and Cerrone show. It's 98.5 The Sports Hub. George behind the glass on the 1s and 2s. Hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. Before we even begin, I don't want to forget this. Apparently, some storms are on the way later on in the day. So I just want to give you guys a heads up. Potentially very severe. But before that, enjoy the show with us. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Cerrone, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. These kids wearing me out on a Saturday already. Day just starting.
What you mean?
And just, Daddy, I need this by, next to. It's almost like they're running, like they're in the mob and they're running from the FBI, and everything's like last second, like
yeah.
They're coming for me. I need this.
I like how you mentioned.
Mind you, 3 hours away, so it's like, so I gotta get up, stop what I'm doing, go 3 hours just to give you, like a CVS card, turn around and come back. They're wearing me out, but other than that, it's a great day. Great day. I'm enjoying myself.
Good. That's what's up. Last night we had a Zoom meeting. This is for the people listening. A Zoom meeting for my wedding, and
this guy here,
Cerrone is one of the groomsmen. And Cerrone, I saw it in your face through the Zoom.
I was tired, man.
Yeah, I said, I'm not even going to mess with him. I'm just going to put the show together, send it out. I'm going to let him be. I could feel it. Father to father. I understand. I felt the energy. I saw the look. Man. I know that look.
Two in college, 1 in high school, 1 in middle school. So I'm stretched out across the education system from one end to the other, but I'm all right. It's the weekend. Yep. I'm enjoying myself. Patriots this weekend. College football going on right now. I'm gonna get the grill going later once the rain passes, but I'm gonna be good to go.
Okay. All right. So we got a lot to talk about today. I mean, you got, obviously, like Cerrone said, you got the Patriots and Raiders. You got the NFL. You got the Chiefs and Chargers last night. You've got influencers taking over Boston. We're going to get into all that stuff and all the regular stuff. But before we do that, we got to introduce the music of the day. Patriots are taking on the Raiders. So Cerrone came up with this beautiful idea. Hey, why don't we just go to Vegas? And not just Vegas. We're going to go to Old Vegas. Old Vegas. So put on your imagination caps. We talking Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr. Get dressed up, man. Suit and tie. Suited and booted. It's going to be a lot of fun. And just to show you guys how much I love to set the mood, every time we come back from break, you'll hear some different music, but you'll also hear some casino ambiance just to put you there. Unbelievable. Hey, George, turn that up a little bit. Yeah. That's how you got to start talking. What's cracking, baby? What's shaking? Yeah.
Back when Vegas was chilling, not all wild like it is now.
Cerrone, do you mind if I take a detour real quick, though? Because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. And again, the number is 617-779-0985. If we're going back to Old Vegas, that's the West. And the West in general, way back in the day, was known as the Wild Wild West. And one of the things that would go down in the Wild Wild West is that you would see wanted signs everywhere. Bad Bart, wanted.
Bad Bart.
Yeah, bad Leroy Brown, wanted.
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive.
$50 reward.
Cerrone, if they were to bring that back today, I'm pretty sure this lady from the Phillies Marlins game would be on a wanted. Cerrone, can we just talk about this real quick? People, if you're tuning in, or if you're just waking up and you haven't heard, so there's this lady. There was a Marlins game. A home run was hit. A Phillies fan, a woman, in the crowd complains that a father went and got the ball for a child. And it's just gone everywhere. It's all over the place. She's won it. People want to expose her and put her out there. She really they calling her, the baseball Karen. And she went off. Cerrone, I think 7 out of 10 times you should 8 out of 10 times you should give a kid a ball. But I have 2 scenarios where the kids got to kick rocks. Last night was not one of them. She deserves everything she got coming. But just correct me if I'm wrong, Cerrone. My 2 instances where the kids can kick rocks, if it's a historical ball. Let's just say for some beautiful reason, Roman Anthony has a long career to the point where, let's say, imagine.
Number 500. He's hitting 500.
He's going for the home run record. That ball come to me and there's a kid sitting next to me. I'm sorry, kid. If I get the ball, kick rocks.
Now, here's the thing. If he gets it, he gets it. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go over to the kid and be like, yo, I'm a grown man. I watched all his home runs. Yeah. You're going to have to run that baseball.
I'm not fighting with a kid.
I'm not fighting him for it. If he beats me to it, he got it. He got that.
The other reason, and I've seen this before being at Fenway Park, if a kid is at least 3 rows behind you and about maybe 5 to 6 seats to your left or the right, and they had no way of getting the ball, and it comes to you,
and they're like, "Can I have it?"
Oh yeah, and they do. Now you could do it, but I like to remind people, who said there ain't a kid in my life that I want to give the ball to?
That's true, right? You got sons too.
And the other thing is, I'm sorry, but we shouldn't be trying to raise entitled kids either. Sometimes you win some, you lose some.
Yep.
But besides that, if kids are involved, give them the ball. Just give them the ball, and this lady's going to get everything she deserves once they figure out who she is.
I think the equal blame here is Pops giving in. Man, I would have looked at that lady up and down like, like, you don't get up out of here.
It's so funny. Out of all the things going on, you got college football, you got the Chiefs losing last night, and you got them arguing with each other and all this. All the things going on in sports. You got Ryan Clark saying Brady and Manning and them that they not generational, all that. Yeah. And this is the story on Saturday morning that has social media going. They want to find this lady.
Oh, they will too.
Oh, they will. Have you heard the audio of her like going?
See, I didn't hear the audio.
Oh, it's out there. Everybody's got a phone, so you're gonna get multiple angles.
But the kid ended up getting like a whole package of stuff from the team?
Yeah, I believe the Marlins did something special for them, which is nice, but it should have never gotten to that point.
Yeah.
There's nothing special about that baseball. There was nothing special about that moment. Let the kid have the ball.
Yeah, let the kid have it. Yeah. I wouldn't have given in like that. It would have gone viral, but for some other reason, I'd still be standing there yelling at her right now. Next Sunbeam that came up, I'm still standing there in her face. But for him to snatch the ball out of the kid's glove and give it to her, like, here, take it. I guess he's trying to be non-confrontational, not trying to cause a scene in front of the kid. No. I'm sorry. I wouldn't have given in like that.
No.
But they're going to find out who she is, her job. Everybody's going to know. People who know her knew exactly who it was the minute they saw that video. Like, yep. And she's good for that. But that's tough. That's entitlement right there. I deserve to have that ball.
Right.
And you know, I don't care that your son got it. I deserve to have it. And I want that ball.
Yeah.
And the guy represents the world today. He just gave in. So, all right, you win. And no, I'm sorry. I wouldn't have given in like that.
Again, 80% of the time, I think the kid, you just give him the ball. I've already given you my 2 reasons why you shouldn't, but that's not one. Wouldn't it be funny if her name is actually Karen?
No, what if she's something like a school teacher and works with kids or something like that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on now.
Oh, my goodness. 617-779-0985 is the number. I know you guys got thoughts. I was not expecting this story to blow up like that. And it is. I mean, people are like, have we found her yet? Where's she at? Anyone know her name? I'm surprised.
Do you think she's embarrassed?
I'm surprised it's taken this long. Maybe they've already figured it out and I just don't know yet.
Yeah, people are like, nah, just let her be.
Oh my
God. She's gone through enough. The kid got his reward in the end. He came out on top. But yeah, what did Pops get for giving in though?
Scolding once he got home.
I know. Man, when I got home, my wife would have lit me up if she saw me give that ball back.
You been on the couch.
She on the phone with her friends, and this fool gonna give her the ball back.
The shop would have been closed if you get what I mean.
5 years later, too. And remember, this one here gave the ball away.
Can you imagine?
Why don't you give the remote away the way you gave that ball away?
And then what do you say to your child, man?
I know. You got to drive. Well, see, he got off the hook because he ended up getting a prize pack from the team, but if the team didn't come through, that'd have been a long ride home. Sorry. Son.
That's right up there with, I pray I never have to experience this, but that's right up there with being with your lady. And let's say a 6'8", 250-pound man hits on your wife right in front of you.
Can't do nothing.
And you don't do anything. I understand it's tough. I understand you might see your life flash before your eyes, but you got to do something.
Or even worse, you do something and get dragged. Shirt all ripped, quiet ride home, eye closed.
That's better than nothing. That guy's in trouble. That father's in trouble. I know he is. He should sue for what is it? What do people be suing for?
Like
emotional distress. There you go.
Damages.
Oh God, people are calling in already. 617-779-0985 is the number. We're gonna take a
more leave. Leroy and Cerrone on the sport.
You can see he's probably all red.
He's done that from his socks.
Hey, George, man, take that back. I got to hear Elvis. I think we might be having some issues with the phone. So for people who call on back. 617-779-0985. People wanted to get their, opinions off on the Phillies fan who's in hot water by the world, what it seems like. Cerrone, we just said Elvis was struggling holding on to that last note in Viva Las Vegas. The Patriots are going to be facing the Vegas Raiders. And, I look at, obviously we've been paying attention to the Patriots, but I look at the Raiders, I see Geno Smith, I see Ashton Genty, I see Brock Bowers, Max Crosby. It's funny when I think about the receivers and people are really trying to hype up Jacoby Myers, and I'm not saying, I'm not trying to take any shots at him, but when Amari Cooper called it a career and you're trying to convince me that Jacoby Myers is the player that we got to be, concerned about, you know what? I'm going to fall back and let you tell us, Cerrone, when it comes to the Patriots versus the Raiders, what's the formula for the Patriots to win, and where do the matchups favor or hurt the Patriots?
Patriots, the key to this game is actually the Patriots offense. I think the defense will be fine. I don't think the Raiders offense is, last year Brock Bowers was probably the best rookie season we ever seen by a tight end, and they still were terrible on offense. And with Jacoby Myers, Genty is the unknown. We're not sure what kind of player he's going to be on a professional level, but we know he has the ability to change games on one play. So, wow, speaking of changing on one play, I'm sorry. This Virginia-NC State game on ESPN is bananas. They both got like 500 yards of offense. It's 31-35, and every time I look up, somebody's breaking 140 yards down the sidelines. But anyway, and it's in the 90s, which is crazy. But Genty could be somebody you have to worry about. But I think with Pete Carroll, his resume and his history, they're going to try and run the ball. They're going to be physical. So you're going to see a lot of Brock Bowers. You're going to see a lot of Genty, old school football. But I think the Patriots offense is the key. I think if they can put up enough points against this Raiders team defense and make the Raiders play from behind and play catch up, it eliminates the ground game to an extent. You build a 10, 13-point lead, all of a sudden Genty's erased out of the equation. Now it's Geno Smith and the spread offense with one decent receiver and a good tight end, and that's really it. You got to realize this Raiders team was as bad as you were last year, and their big acquisition was Geno Smith. So, and it changed your head coach, of course. But you got to ask yourself this. If the Patriots were playing, let's say you're looking at the Patriots and the rosters were completely flipped, and you're like, okay, our number one is Myers, excuse me.
Yep.
Our number one is Myers, and number twos are unknowns. We got Brock Bowers and Geno Smith. Would you feel confident that you're going to beat a team with Stephon Diggs and Pop Douglas and the Patriots? You know what I'm saying? This might be one of the rare matchups where the Patriots offense, I think, has a significant advantage over the Raiders offense, especially with the wide receivers. One good guy that's not really explosive, I don't think is something you have to worry about. For example, last year you played Geno Smith in Seattle. That was a good receiving group in Seattle.
Right. And
Metcalf was the explosive guy who you saw get that big play against the Patriots last year that kind of, opened things up for that Seattle offense. Geno's not dealing with that offense in Vegas, and the Patriots are working with a better defense, even without Gonzalez. I think the defense is going to be fine. The key to this game is the Patriots offense. You put up 24, 28 points, you're going to win this game. I don't think the Raiders can score that much against this defense, even with Genty. Bowers is going to have himself a night, but if Bowers and Myers both got in the end zone once, I still don't think they can come up with another 10 points or so to beat you. You get in the mid-20s or higher, the Patriots will win this game.
I'm confident in the Patriots defense just like you are. But, Cerrone, when it comes to the offense, is it fair to say, listen, we really just don't know? Because I personally, we had preseason, we had training camp, we had all that. But we're not really going to know until they hit the field tomorrow what they're going to look like. And even with that, and we'll talk about, for instance, the Chiefs and Chargers later on, we're at a time in the NFL where we really don't know what teams are really all about until at least 4 games into the regular season. But with the Patriots offense, that's been the biggest question. Are you confident that tomorrow they'll be able to get it done?
Yeah, I am. I'm confident they'll get it done against this team. They're not playing a juggernaut tomorrow. They got them at home. You got a team coming from the West who doesn't really fare well on the East Coast to begin with in a 1:00 game. That's already a disadvantage for them. Their wide receiver room is a mess now. You got Myers doesn't really want to be there. Mm-hmm. You saw what's his name just retire, and they just, I think they bumped up a rookie as the number 2. But they have just as many, if not more, question marks than the Patriots do, and they're starting out on the road. I think one thing we know for sure about this Patriots offense, we know what Stephon Diggs can do. We know what Pop Douglas could do when the quarterback has a little bit of time. Now, the whole Max Crosby thing, yeah, he can be disruptive, but he's going to have to be disruptive the entire game. He can't be this play on 3rd and 12. Oh, he's got a sack. He's wagging his fingers, doing his dance. Okay, what about the other 40 snaps? Like he has to be disruptive all the time. But I think the Patriots are going to be able to be balanced against this team. And one thing we didn't see in preseason and training camp, which you're never going to see, is Drake May's ability to move with his legs. I think Drake May's it's the forgotten element to this offense. Drake May has the ability to be an excellent scrambling quarterback, and I think you're going to see that on full display. If you see guys like Max Crosby break around and he has to make a guy miss, I think Drake May's legs are going to play a huge role in this game. And then to this Patriots season too, not just tomorrow.
Yeah, the biggest concern about the Patriots for the past few seasons has been the offensive line. And for me, that's where I'm going to be focusing my attention on tomorrow. Offensive line, can they give Drake May the protection that he needs? And then can Drake May make the right decisions? Will he take care of the ball? Will he throw the ball away when there's nothing there, when there isn't a lane for him to run? Or is he going to force it? Are we going to end the game with 2 interceptions and 1 touchdown and 220 yards, stuff like that? But I just feel like you really don't know. You really don't know until we see them hit the field tomorrow. Listen, we gotta take a quick break. When we get back, some of your calls 617-779-0985. Cerrone, I might as well ask the question now so you can think about it and others can think about it too. Win or lose, what would show you that the Patriots are actually moving forward? Win or lose tomorrow. We'll talk about that next.
You're listening to Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Irvin, he's Cerrone battle. And, it's an old Vegas music Saturday because the Patriots are taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. The game tomorrow, 1 o'clock kickoff. It's the beginning of a new year. Hopefully, it is a new era, but hopefully a positive new era. Cerrone, win or lose? I asked this before we went to break, but win or lose, what would show you that the Patriots are actually moving forward? Again, they could lose tomorrow, but let's say they lose. But you walk away with it saying, you know what? I like what I'm seeing because I saw what?
Some kind of consistency, some kind of identity. It's hard to tell identity after one game because you don't understand patterns or stuff like that just yet.
Right.
But clean football, not a ton of holding. You see this in the preseason, which was good, which is normally we see a lot of this stuff. Not a ton of flags. You can't get 10, 11 flags out there. Holding calls in the offensive line, holding meaning you're not blocking well. False starts, procedures not lining up correctly, not getting a playoff in time, play clock violation, things like bad football. Now, if you're running down the sideline and somebody from Vegas comes out and punches it out or whatever, I'm not going to take that away from the Patriots. That's the defense making a good play. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And just signs of being able to move the ball and looking like a competent offense. Okay. Can we get in position to score? Can we cross from midfield? Last year, remember, they got off the first 5 games. Jacoby Brissett, I think he had 1 passing touchdown through 5 weeks.
My God.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you can't look that bad offensively. And yet they still had a chance to win like a couple of their first games, but still some sort of balance. And it's not so much of a team thing either. I want to see what Ramondre Stevenson looks like. Ooh. I want to see individual play, Drake May. I want to see Pop Douglas. The guys who Drake May hasn't really been around, but Ramondre and Pop Douglas, okay, we need you guys to look like the veterans out here. I want to see what those guys look like. I have full confidence in the defense, especially with this coaching staff. And the other person I'm going to be looking at who might really be in his bag tomorrow for obvious reasons is Josh McDaniels. I want to see this offense look spontaneous. I want to say, that's a good play call. He called something, somebody came free, was wide open. Okay, I like that. They weren't getting those plays last year. It was somebody just came free. Everything looked hard. I want to see good play calling, good balance, and just some surprise elements to the offense that springs guys for big gains in key moments and things that they really haven't had. Not just last year, they haven't had in years.
Right.
When it comes to this Patriots offense.
You want to see some creativity.
Some serious, not just creativity, like, okay, offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels, I sensed they were coming with a blitz off this side. They were running this defense, and he calls the perfect play for that, to counter that, to where now all of a sudden it springs Pop Douglas for 50 yards down the sidelines with nobody around him, or the perfect well-timed screen pass. It doesn't have to be to Travion Henderson. It could be to Gibson. It could be to Stevenson. It could be a fake handoff out of an RPO that Drake May all of a sudden has 20 yards of space in front of him to his left. Little things like that is what I want to see from this offense. But I think they do have to win this game because this is one of the winnable games on the schedule. These are the ones you got. We see college schedules where the Alabamas and the LSUs always schedule. Like Texas today is playing San Jose State.
Florida State.
This is their San Jose State game to open up their season. It's the one you should win, and I think they will win this game before you get into real FBS competition when you play the Steelers or the Ravens and these teams down the line. But I think just looking like a professional team is what people want to see.
Yeah,
and you got to win this game.
I would walk away from this game tomorrow. Let's say they lose, but if I saw that the offensive line provided protection, and you mentioned some of this, I'd feel good. I'd be like, okay, they're moving in the right direction. Also, piggybacking off of what you already said, but just some organization, not making mistakes, like you said, getting crazy penalties and stuff like that. But the other thing, Cerrone, and this comes from last night watching the Chiefs-Chargers game. For me, I want to see, win or lose, Drake May take the next step. And to me, the next step, I'm not saying he has to be Justin Herbert, But last night, 25 of 34, 318 yards, 3 interceptions, no turnovers.
3 touchdowns, you mean?
3 touchdowns, no turnovers. 7 carries for 32 yards. I believe that that's doable for Drake May. Maybe not the 318. I'd be happy if it was around 275 or something like that. But more importantly, taking care of the ball, just not turning it over. If they were to lose, I would walk away from the game and say, well, you know what? He's made progress. We spent a lot of time on our show talking about how important quarterback play is in the NFL. It's obvious. And I would feel a little bit better. Yes, I want them to win. Yes, I think they should win. But if they don't, that's something that I would walk away saying, well, at least that seems to be going in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to piggyback off what you said about last night's game, it wasn't that just Justin Herbert was phenomenal. He's a great player. Justin Herbert's very underrated, by the way. It was the play calling was spot on.
Oh my God.
They had the right play for every single situation. Shout out to Harbaugh for not, everybody, he likes to run the ball. He said, you know what? They expected me to run the ball. I'm not going to run the ball. I know they got Jones in the middle stuff in the run. Why am I going to keep running into that? I'm going to spread them out and see if they can stop the pass. So the ability to switch up like that, I think, was key. The Chargers' offensive line was standing the Chiefs up. They could not get to Justin Herbert for most of that game. Offensive line was solid. The ground game didn't put up big numbers, but they were key plays with Amari and Hampton and some of the other running backs. Even Justin Herbert with his legs was key. And then on the flip side, this goes to show having receivers is not about 40 times. It has nothing. All 3 of the receivers run like 4.5, 4.6 40s. Ladd McConkey, what's the veteran? Keenan Allen.
Yep.
They third down, they were reading the zone, sitting in spots in the zone, and making the right play over and over again. And you could tell they ran the same play, but with different guys and down the stretch in the fourth quarter. Ladd McConkey and Keenan Allen both did the same thing and got the same results. Justin Herbert read it. They were on the same page. That was a total team effort by the Chargers offense. And if you see anything like that from the Patriots, I'm going to feel phenomenal about this team if they can look anything like that against that team like Kansas City. But I think it was, like I said, top to bottom. The play calling was there. Yeah. The timing was there with the quarterback and receivers. The offensive line was solid, even with all the shuffling and guys being out. Joe Alt being moved from the right to the left side, standing people up. Running game was balanced. If you can show that type of balance, that type of protection for your quarterback and timing with the receivers, you're going to be a very good offense. What we saw from the Chargers last night was phenomenal. But Drake May has those abilities, and you just have to capitalize on it, and you got to find a way to not settle for field goals.
Yep.
Put the ball in the ends. No more getting 60 yards, great drive. You get inside the 5, holding, false start, delay a game. Now it's a 45-yard field goal. That happened over and over again last year, and you can't have that happen. You got to capitalize and get in the end zone. You get 3 of those and a couple field goals. You're going to win this game. That's all it's going to take to beat this Raiders team.
I loved how last night Justin Herbert and that offense showed no fear. That was, and I'm hoping that, well, let me ask you, Cerrone, do you think it's time to take the shackles off of Drake May? Because you know how it's been. Last season, it was like, man, they ain't really letting him, spread his wings.
No.
Is it time to take the shackles off?
You have to.
Yeah.
And what you saw from both quarterbacks last night, both Pro Bowl level, one's Hall of Fame level already, and Pat Mahomes, he did not care if somebody was in his face or somebody was covered downfield. I'm throwing this thing 50 yards downfield. I'm going to force a play and give my team a chance. I'm not going to be conservative. Justin Herbert, it was a lot of times it was, this has got to be a running situation. My man was dropping back and letting it fly. And it's like, you got to be aggressive in today's NFL if you're going to win. The Joe Burrows and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes, they're aggressive. They're going to force the issue and put the game on their back. And it's time for Drake May to be that type of guy. Look, Josh Allen for a couple of years led the league in interceptions, like 14, 15 a game. But he was still in the AFC Championship game.
That's true. Yeah.
Because I'm going to be aggressive. And guess what happens? Yeah, I'm going to throw this thing 60 yards. So the safeties and the defense is sitting back, expecting it. But if you get conservative on defense against Josh Allen and some of these other guys, they will burn you because they don't care about turning the ball over. And I think we have to be that way as fans, and the Patriots have to be that way as a coaching staff.
Yeah,
let it fly.
And if they take the shackles off of Drake May, I'm pretty sure Drake May is going to feel the confidence and be like, okay, all right, they trust me. This is my team, and I'm allowed to make mistakes and not feel like, I'm in major trouble or anything like that, or I'm going to get yelled at and screamed at. You will get, you're going to get. They will teach you and tell you what to do better, but I think it's time to take the shackles off of him too.
Real quick before we take a break, taking the shackles off is not just trusting him to make tight throws or make key plays with his arm.
Mm-hmm.
We as fans and them as organization, you got to take the shackles off and let him be aggressive physically. We can't be scared. Oh, we don't want him to get hurt. Drake May in college is in the NFL because he was an ultra aggressive quarterback. When he got out of the pocket, he was Gronk. He was a kamikaze. And you can YouTube and Google some of the images of Drake May in midair flying over the line. That's the type of guy he was. If you let him be that type of guy, I think that opens up an element for him and for this offense that we kind of didn't see last year because everybody was scared to get the kid hurt or put him in situations where he can take an injury. Let him be a football player, and I think this team will be much better for it.
All right, Cerrone, you mentioned Drake May at UNC and how he will
Stay tuned. Lots of local sports talk. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Bill Belichick banning your scouts from UNC.
Oh, no, that's an individual choice. And, we'll cross that bridge, when we start looking at players. I want to focus on our football team. And that's their prerogative to make the decisions that they feel like are best for them. And then we'll have to find other ways to get the information for any players that we want to look at it. And
start calling in or say, so you guys are you pulling for the Raiders? No.
God, no.
Getting on my nerves. My God. Anyways, that was Mike Vrabel talking about Bill Belichick. We'll get into it. Obviously, I just have to say this first, though. Speaking of college football.
Go ahead, man.
Last weekend, perhaps one of the greatest weekends of college football, would you say, Cerrone? I mean, it was entertaining. The Raiders apparently were through the roof.
Yeah.
We got to stop what's going on today. 70-3, Florida State over East Texas A&M. I can't stand these games.
Oh, only play Power 5 teams.
Yeah.
If you're in the SEC, half your schedule should be SEC. The other half of your schedule should be another. Rotate the conference. This year is SEC versus Big Ten. Next year, SEC versus ACC. You know what I'm saying? Rotate. Big 12 versus Big 10. That should be your only schedule. Texas playing Ohio State last week and then saying, we're going to play, San Jose State Community College this week. That doesn't make no sense. It shouldn't even count in the standings. Or you give them 2 preseason games. And in those preseason games, you play San Jose State. You play Murray State, or Miami's playing Bethune-Cookman today. It's like, you played them in a preseason exhibition match. And I think they're kind of going to go with that next year, because I think the SEC, they're going to force them to play 6 SEC games so they don't have these random games. Like Alabama at the end of the year always has these easy games left. But these games do nothing for your program. It's just a way to build up stats and give Heisman numbers. Like Arch Manning in the first half of this game had 200 yards and 4 touchdowns or something like that. It's just a way to boost these players' numbers up and, stack up some wins until they play some tough competition. But I think they need to eliminate that and make them play conference games, or if your non-conference games got to be against another Power 5 conference. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, 70-3, Florida cracking East Texas. You know who else got cracked, though? Last week, Bill Belichick and UNC.
Right than we did.
UNC Community College kids.
They lost to TCU 48-14, and, that's embarrassing enough. But let's fast forward to what we've heard, which is that apparently, this is sickening to my stomach, Bill Belichick has banned Patriot scouts from UNC practices. And Cerrone, I'm going to start calling him Bill Pettycheck. Because this is disgusting. If I'm a kid playing for him,
the petty god, I'm
like, dog, what are you doing? I need as many eyes on me to help me potentially get to the next level.
Yep, every team.
What are you doing? What is he doing? And this goes back. I put this out there again, and I looked it up, and I should pull the audio. 3 years ago, while he was still the head coach of the New England Patriots, I swore up and down. I said, man, this dude is making decisions for the Patriots that all of us said didn't make sense.
Yeah.
We're like, what is he doing? What's going on? He was sabotaging the team. I believe that with all my heart. I got slack for it back then, but I believe it. The way he moves, the way he operates, he's controlling, he's selfish. And when you get like that, believe it or not, there are people who, despite what the situation may be, it may be a great situation, but if they can't control it and run it the way they want, they'll watch everything burn. They'll burn it down.
And it's not even like sabotage, like I'm going to go out my way to make this thing bad. It's like, if it doesn't benefit me, I don't care.
Yep.
I don't care. And sabotage comes out of that, and so be it. I don't care. I'm keeping the Patriots out of here because I don't like the way they treated me. So now you brought the entire University of North Carolina into your beef with the Patriots.
That's true.
You have included the 100 kids on your sidelines into your Patriot beef with Robert Kraft or whoever you got beef with. And if I'm one of the players on this team, I don't care if I'm a star player or a bench player. I got the portal open in my phone.
Yep.
I'm out of here. If he's doing this, we 1 weekend, we just let TCU come in here like they were Texas. TCU wasn't even ranked and took it easy on them. It could have easily dropped the 50 burger. Came into your building, beat you like that, and then you pull this with the scouting. So wait a minute, they can't. I got one less NFL team looking at me. We suck as a team. We're still the same as we were before. And I have the ability to up and leave whenever I want and get the bag at the same time.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I got NC State right down the street, who's about to go 2-0 up on Virginia right here in ACC. They recruited me. I turned them down because I wanted to be with you. They got Patriot scouts sitting in the stands right now. I can go down the street and see them. I got Duke 10 minutes that way. I got Wake Forest 20 minutes this way.
Beat
all
Duke.
in the ACC, all sitting out there that got Patriot scouts everywhere. I'm out of here. I'm getting out of this before it gets bad. And here's the thing. People say, oh, yeah, the schedule is going to get easy. They got Charlotte today. They're in UNC Charlotte. They got Richmond. And then I can't remember. There's one more easy one after that. If they lose one of these next 3 games to these bad teams, the Patriots won't be the only team not scouting them. Now all of a sudden half the league is not going to come because they're going to think we're not good enough.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now all of our stock just drops. If we lose to one, we cannot lose to UNC Charlotte. And mind you, UNC Charlotte is full of kids who are part of UNC system who all feel they should have been at UNC, but got overlooked. And it's like, okay, I had to go to Charlotte. I'm a ball here for 2 years. I'm going to move up. You lose to one of these teams in the next 3 weeks, all of a sudden now the entire reputation of Belichick and UNC football goes in the hole, and you're going to lose half these kids. You brought in 70 new kids. You're going to get 70 new ones next year because they're going to get up out of here. He has to win this game. And you can't bring your petty mess from other jobs into what you're dealing with now.
Cerrone, with 30 seconds, what's the temperature down there in North Carolina after the
hot
loss?
seat.
Oh, really? Is there anger? Are people like, are they calling him out? They saying, what are you doing? Or
yes, they're calling him out.
Wow.
Of course they are. You're dealing with, this isn't an NFL-led team. This team is led by the alumni, by the donors. These are the Jordans and the Lawrence Taylors up there. They're the donors. They're like, yo, this is embarrassing. We all were here. We had helicopters flying over, and we got embarrassed by TCU. What happens when Clemson comes in here in 4 weeks? It puts 80 on us. You talk about embarrassing. Man, they're going to get from underneath that real quick if it gets that bad.
Wow. Unbelievable. People want to talk about them. 617-779-0985. Bob, Matt, and others. I see you. We're going to talk about them next. But right now, we're going to do the Sports Hub headline.
From the Telter Type Studios, WBZ and HD1. It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, the Red Sox fell to the Diamondbacks 10-5. They'll play again tonight at 8:10. The NBA All-Star Game format is changing to a round-robin tournament. Staying in the NBA, the league has hired a law firm to look into the Clippers' Kawhi Leonard cap evasion allegations. Carmelo Anthony and Dwight Howard are headlining the class of 2025 inductees going into the Basketball Hall of Fame today. NFL action in Brazil, the Chargers over the Chiefs, number 18 Oklahoma, also starting at 7:30. Major League Soccer, Revs and Chicago Fire FC tonight at 8:30, and you can hear it live right here on the Sports Hub. Your Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the 99. Head to the 9s for game day this Sunday. Tackle six packs of bone-in buffalo wings for just $5.99 and full-size apps for just $6.99. You gotta love the 9s. I'm Leroy Irvin. Your next update is in an hour.
Boston's best sports talk. There's an app for that. Download the Sports Hub app for loads absolutely free. Connect with the shows, get podcasts, and more. Get it where you get your apps or at 985sportshub.com. Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle. Leroy and Cerrone on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Yes, sir. You hear the casino? You hear the ring-a-ding-ding of the... Oh, man. I love it. I really do love it. Anyways, we were talking about Bill Belichick, who I believe he's absolutely hurting his legacy. I mean, he's always going to be great. He's always going to be part of the crew that helped bring the Patriots 6 championships. I get that. But his behavior recently, and his team got cracked. But then his behavior.
Most importantly, yeah.
Yeah, his team gets cracked, and then we hear about, in my opinion, he's hurting the kids that are playing for him by not allowing Patriots scouts to come see them.
Real quick. People who say this doesn't tarnish his legacy, last few years in New England doesn't tarnish, he's still the greatest, whatever. Look at him now and imagine how different he would look if he retired when Brady left. You see what I'm saying?
Right. You can still shine, but he got
shine. That shine he had, if he would have left in 2020,
yeah,
he had already hit statue be up before Brady's would be up.
It's kind of like Cerrone. I watch on PBS. I think it's going away. Who knows? But what's the Antique Road Show? I'm that guy that sits down and watches stuff like that from time to time. And they'll look at stuff. They'll be like, you know what? This is nice, but it got a blemish over here. It's got a blemish over here. Blemish. It would have been worth $100,000, but those blemishes, it's only 50,000. It's still great, but it's not like what it could have been. And that's what Bill Belichick is to me.
Like not chasing Shula and just said, you know what? I got the most Super Bowls. I'm the man. I'm going. Okay, we lost in the playoffs to Tennessee. Brady's leaving. I'm out of here. I'm old. I got a young lady over here. I'm going chill with. Mm-hmm. If he would have stopped pre-Cam Newton, Belichick would be looked at totally different than he is. You eliminate all the Mac Jones years and the Bailey Zappies. You eliminate what happened last year.
Matt
you
Patricia
eliminate
as your offensive coordinator.
Mac Patricia. All that stuff is gone.
Yeah.
None of it exists. Elliott Wolf, front out bad draft picks, Tyquan Thornton. None of that stuff would exist if he would have just left when Brady left. Basically pulled a Phil Jackson. When Phil Jackson found out Jordan was gone, was leaving, he said, you know what, Chicago? I'm good. I'm out of here. Phil Jackson left. If Belichick would have left then, yes, he's still looked at as by a lot of people as the greatest, but he'd have a half decade of unnecessary drama on his resume that he would not have if he would have just left out and went out on top. I mean, they didn't win a championship, but if he'd have went out then, we'd be looking at him totally different, and his stature would be up. He'd be in the hall now because he'd be beyond 5 years. We already have a yellow jacket. And he'd probably working for ESPN or something like that, breaking down games or something, but which he was great at, by the way. We wouldn't have none of the nonsense in the last 5 years. But now with every week, it's like it hurts him. And it makes a lot of people like places like down here, like, yo, maybe he wasn't that good without Tom Brady. This is what they say now. He's their coach, and they're like, yo, he couldn't figure out a way to stop TCU. But you trying to tell us that you're the mastermind behind 28-3? You know what I'm saying? They're nationally, they're questioning him. In New England, we're going to say, he's our coach. He's the greatest game planner in the world. Everybody else who had doubts before are really having doubts now, and these doubts would not have existed if he would have left 5 years ago.
Yeah, 617-779-0985 is the number. And before you call up here trying to defend Belichick, especially when it comes to not allowing Patriot scouts, I would just ask you this. If your child was playing on UNC right now, how would you feel? How would you feel? I know, like Cerrone said, hey, we love him for everything he did for the New England Patriots and for the fan base. But put yourself, if you were the parent of a child playing for UNC right now, how would you feel that, I know it's just one team, but that's just less of an opportunity right there. That's all I'm saying. Let's go to Matt and Braintree. Matt.
Yeah, hey guys. I just had a hip hop question after this Belichick thing I wanted to say.
Yep.
Can you imagine? I was totally pro Brady between him and Belichick, and I've been totally Belichick against Kraft at this level.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you really got to give Kraft credit. What if he didn't allow? What if Kraft allowed Belichick to get rid of Brady and bring in Jimmy Garoppolo?
Mm-hmm.
It would look even really awful for him right now.
Yeah.
That. And I just had the quick hip-hop question. Dame Dash just declared bankruptcy.
Yeah.
How do you allow that if you're Jay-Z? How do you not just, help that guy out? That's like backstabbing 101 in my opinion. I just wanted your opinion on that.
Appreciate it, Matt. I think that Jay-Z and Dame Dash is kind of in the same – I mean, it's different, but it's under the –
Belichick and Kraft.
Yes, it is. And it's like at some point, man, people decide to go a certain route, and you could – say how you feel. You could say, hey, maybe you shouldn't go that way, but you got to let grown people be grown people.
Yeah.
And at some point, you just got to move on.
They had their partnerships. They had their great run together, just like Belichick and Brady. And there was a time where Dame had more than Jay-Z did. And his arrogance and his attitude and thinking it was all about him and wanted to prove it was all about him is why he's in the situation today. It would be basically if Robert Kraft called around and said, hey, I want Bill Belichick to get a job at Alabama. Why won't he help him out? He won't even let my scout team go look at his team, his players. Why should I go help him out? And that's the situation with Dame and Jay at this point.
Let's go to Sheldon in Rhode Island, who wants to defend Bill. What's up, Sheldon?
Listen, guys, it's a very simple thing.
Mm-hmm.
In the rest of the world, okay,
mm-hmm.
if an ex-employer trashes you, you have a lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
If you trash a player when he's trying to sign with another team, you're in big trouble. But Belichick got absolutely body slammed by Kraft, who's the biggest Pinocchio in sports, and he didn't sue. And if I was Belichick, I would have hired the Johnny Cochran of lawyers, and I would have sued Robert Kraft for $1 billion because you just affected my ability to get hired in the NFL. And shame on Robert Kraft because him and his, I was duped by this, duped by that. Bob Kraft is the biggest liar. That's why there's no casino in Foxborough. And good, I'm glad. So anybody out there that wants to defend Robert Kraft over Belichick, you're all mental cases.
Appreciate it, Sheldon. I can't agree with them wholeheartedly, man.
If you're the greatest coach of all time, what did they really have to ask your old employer if you're that? Put it like this: there's people in the NFL that have been to prison and gotten jobs.
True.
How bad did you have to be for teams to say? And look, I'm pretty sure every head coach that gets hired, every assistant coach goes through a hiring process where they ask the other guys, how is this dude? Can I work with him?
Mm-hmm.
Is he hard to deal with? We know this happens. And Kraft was like, look, I'm not going to lie to you. You seen the documentaries? They out there. Which one you want me to tell you? This is how he is. This is the way he was in New York. This is the way he was in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
This is a guy that said he was going to New York and on last second said, I'm out. I'm leaving. I'm going to New England. Everybody knew. There was nothing that NFL owners did not know about Bill Belichick before this hiring process. They just asked Kraft, yo, how is he? Kraft was honest with him, left it up to them to make a decision. Now you fast forward and they said, you know what? And it wasn't just Kraft's words that kept people from hiring him. The man is in his 70s. If Belichick was 61, he'd have a job in the NFL. I think if Belichick wanted certain jobs in the NFL, he would have had a job in the NFL. I wouldn't say the whole league said, no, we're not hiring him because they're dealing with probably some jerks themselves right now. A lot of this was Bill wanting to go to certain situations, Bill wanting a certain amount of control.
Control, yep.
And then UNC was the one team that said, we'll give you everything you want. We'll give you the control. Here's the budget. We're going to give you all the NIL money. We're going to make you the man. And we're going to hire all your buddies. And UNC was all in on it. And everybody said, all right, good. We're going to see what Bill going to do with all this power and control. And the first week out, they went out there and got destroyed. And then after getting destroyed, the very next day you find out now he's using his power to block NFL scouts from looking at his team. And this is making all the other owners say, there it is.
Yeah, I told you.
That's why I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And it's making Robert Kraft said, I told you.
Yeah.
He's all about power and control.
And here's the thing. I think most fans deep down inside, whether they want to admit it or not, they know it. Because remember there was talks about him going to the Cowboys? And the thing that everybody said was like, hey, there's no way, because Jerry Jones likes to control and Bill does too. So you knew it.
You knew it.
You knew. You knew all along. Man,
and Robert didn't have to say, Kraft didn't have to say much. Most of the stuff about Bill we already knew, but we tolerated it.
Yeah, because they were winning.
Because they were winning.
Yeah.
The things he said, the way he acted, the way he got rid of players. We all knew what kind of dude he was, but we didn't care because he was our head coach. We did not care. We hated Rex Ryan for the way he acted. He wasn't our coach, and they weren't winning. But with Belichick, we loved it because he was our guy. And we're going to defend our guy. And now that he's gone, we're like, oh, Kraft, let him go. It's like, well, Kraft saw the man was almost 80 years old and was losing for 5 years. What do you want him to do? Keep him around just because we're homies and we don't have a good relationship? If their relationship is so bad that he won't even allow a Patriots scout to come in the building, how bad was the relationship in the building when they saw each other in the hallway? Why would you keep that around?
I just think it's crazy, regardless of what the relationship was like. Wouldn't you put that to the side for the kids? Hey, we're getting on this lady at the Phillies Marlins game because she couldn't put herself to the side for a kid. It's like in that same realm. I know it's, football and it's different and these are adults and young adults, but at the end of the day, you're hurting being seen potentially by the Patriots for some of these kids on UNC. Cerrone, we got people are calling about all types of stuff. Let's take one more call. Let's see. Let's take Sean?
Yes, I want to talk about the Patriots. I'm going to the game tomorrow. Edinburgh told me they're going to the Super Bowl. What do you think?
No Super Bowl, man. Nice try.
No Super Bowl.
They're not going to the Super Bowl.
Let's take a quick break. There's too many issues for that. I mean, could they be the team? There's always every year in the NFL. There's about 5 teams we think going to be hot that end up being trash, and there's 5 teams we think going to be trash that end up being hot. It happens every single year. I see people getting on Felgo for saying that all week. He's right. There's always teams that come up, and there's teams at the top that come down. I think Kansas City is one of the come down teams. I've been on there. I've said that. I've been saying it all summer. Kendrick Middleton is my witness. You can look her up on the Twitter sphere. He said, make your bold predictions about the NFL about a month ago.
Yep. I
had Kansas City at 9-8 because of the tough schedule. And last year they won like 9 games on the skin of their teeth. I think they lose those games this year. And last night was a big example of that.
Well, speaking of last night, we're going to talk about that next. We're going to take a
more Leroy. Taking your calls, giving hot takes. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Herbert takes it, and the Chargers win 27-21. They knock off the Kansas City Chiefs, snap a 7-game losing streak.
Man, I was meant to be in old Vegas. So around the time we went, it was cool, had a lot of fun, but just from the movies and stuff that I've watched, I'm an old Vegas guy, man.
You think Vegas's biggest issue now is people don't know, the younger group they don't know the old Vegas. They don't gamble.
Yeah, that's
part of
the issue.
They're dressing up and going to the live shows. Like all that part is missing. And it's like, if I can gamble from my phone, I don't go to clubs anymore. Mm-hmm. What's the point of going to Las Vegas? You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Vegas, my favorite place to go to in the country. But for a lot of people, the things that made them hot, people don't do in the country anymore. Yeah. Clubs are dying all over the world, really. Clubs are down. Alcohol sales is down, and you can gamble at home. What are you going to Vegas for?
I was just looking at some of the pictures from the Vegas trip. There's one photo I think I need to take out though. It was it's a Hello Kitty photo, except it didn't say kitty. And before people start thinking I wasn't anywhere crazy, I probably was walking through the MGM or it was some hotel, and it was on the rack. And I'm not trying to be funny when I say it was on the rack, but it was just a shirt on the rack.
It's getting worse, man.
And I thought it was hilarious, so I took a picture of it. They were shaped like Hello Kitty, but it says something else. Yeah, I might have to get rid of it. I'm getting married, in 2 weeks. It's time to let go of that picture. What you just heard when we came back was the final call for the Chargers-Chiefs game last night. Before we get into that, I hate leaving people on hold. Can we go to the phones? Let's go to Rich in Nashville. He wants to talk about power conferences versus the Cream Puffs, who, by the way, again, Florida State just beat the brakes off of East Texas A&M 77-3. I don't know how you can defend that. Rich, what's going on?
Hi, gentlemen. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Very fine. Thank you. Listen, I just want to give you a story, and this is all true. 2 years ago, my nephew was a starting offensive guard for Eastern Washington University out in Spokane area, and they had a game against University of Florida. It was on their schedule, and they got absolutely creamed, like 66-3 or some ridiculous score like that. Mm-hmm. But the upshot of it is that the reason the school did it is because they made a booking with a top power game. There's no way it's going to be a competitive game.
Appreciate it, Rich, and I get that. I understand that. I knew that. But for consumers, for people to sit down and watch, it's just not entertaining. There's got to be another way to get that $500,000 into their pockets.
I think across the board. Okay, let's say if you want to play those FCS schools or whatever, everybody plays them the first 2 weeks of the season. You get those games out the way. Mm-hmm. If BC wants to play Holy Cross or have that kind of annual game they play every year, you let them do that in weeks 1 and 2. And treat it either like a preseason game, but if you can let it count in the standings, everybody does it those first 2 weeks. But I don't think it's fair that while one team is playing a top 10 team, mm-hmm. the other team in your same conference is playing 3 weeks in a row against Troy, Murray State, and, Bunker Hill. It's not fair that they do that. You got to find a way to make it uniform. Okay, everybody, I know it's not good for TV because you want those big matchups like we had last week, the first week of the season. We got real games. Let them play a team. I would say a team in your own state. That way you want them to get the money. Like I said, BC Holy Cross. Let Holy Cross get that money. They get that big payday playing an ACC school in Boston. You got all the local people involved, the Massachusetts. Everybody's involved in it. That's a great thing. But after the first 2 weeks, nobody should be playing none of these lesser teams like this. And a lot of teams, especially in the SEC, they will schedule 2 of those games in the first month and then another one at the end when everybody's fighting to make a playoff spot or the conference championship game, here goes Alabama playing Chattanooga. And it's like, wait, what is this? I think it has to be some more balance to it. Or you give them preseason games and you allow them to play these preseason games that don't count in the standings against these lesser teams. Everybody gets paid. You get to see a team head to head, as opposed to those scrimmages where they play against each other or something like that.
Right.
Let them play these lesser teams in a meaningless game that doesn't hurt their standings or their stats. And that way everybody wins out on that.
Let's go to Mikey in Bellingham. I love this. Mikey, what's going on?
How's it going, gentlemen? How we doing today?
We're doing pretty good, man. What do you want to talk about?
So first of all, I just wanted to touch base that gentleman that was speaking about suing Kraft or Belichick.
Yep.
Is he dating the woman from the Phillies game? Just kind of curious about that.
Uh-huh.
Second of all, the reason why I called I don't know if you guys heard about the Tyson Mayweather fight.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it's happening next year. What are your thoughts on that? And do you think it's going to be staged kind of like the Paul, the YouTube boys and stuff? I mean, what do you guys expect from that? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Appreciate it, Mikey. Mikey, when I saw that, I said, I'm not watching it. I'm done.
I'm not, yeah.
Tyson, I've said that with Tyson fights probably for about the last, about his last 4 times he's gotten into the ring, and I get suckered in every single time. The last one, I said, that's it. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm done.
Yeah.
And anything with the Paul brothers, I think I'm done with that too. You're not suckering me into watching that mess anymore.
No. And Floyd Mayweather is probably 200 pounds thinner than Mike Tyson. So you know it's gonna be rigged.
Right. I'm all set.
It's Thunder Lips versus Rocky. That's all it is. It's a exhibition. It's meaningless. But I think Paul, hasn't he officially signed on to fight a professional now? Like he's joined not the rankings, but he's officially signed up to fight somebody now to work his way up the rank.
Hey,
that's fine.
That's great, but I'm done.
That's good. But other than that, I'm not. These celebrity death matches, nobody's watching this stuff no more. And I feel bad for boxing that these fights are getting more recognition than guys who actually hold the belts.
Yep.
No one even knows who the champs are in none of the classes anymore, except for the hardcore boxing fans.
Yeah.
But not like it used to be. Being heavyweight champ, that was a status symbol. You was the man until somebody took it from you.
That was huge. Yeah. I have no interest. And you know who else seemed that they didn't have any interest was the Brazil crowd last night at the Chiefs-Chargers game. I'm sorry. It was quiet. It was quiet. We got to talk about that.
They were all Mahomes fans, but go ahead. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about that next. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. It is a Vegas Music Saturday here with Leroy and Cerrone Battle 9-Day-5, the Sports Hub.
Star in the sky, shooting high. I'll never stop till I get to the top. Tell me why.
You're listening to
Leroy and Cerrone on the Sports Hub.
First and goal at the 10. Now they fake a quick slant. Now Mahomes is going to scramble to the right. 10, 5, to the near front pylon. Give it to him. Touchdown. Kansas City. The running Patrick Mahomes making White House High School proud on this Friday night for a 10-yard run. And the Chiefs can tie the...
I stand by it. I stand by it. That Brazil crowd was whack. It was whack. I almost feel like don't ever do that again. Not the first game of the season. I was just like, man, I don't know if they weren't mic'd properly, if the stadium wasn't mic'd properly.
I think that was a part of it too. But what I was saying before we went to break, they were quiet until Mahomes started making these magical plays.
Oh my God.
And the whole stadium was wearing Mahomes. I'm like, oh, they're all Mahomes fans. No wonder they're quiet. They're watching their team get cracked. That's why they're sitting with their sitting on their hands.
Yo, the glazing of Mahomes was just, I'm sitting there like.
He was out there playing Tecmo Bowl and they're like, what?
Yeah, everything was like, oh my God. I can't breathe. This guy.
That was terrible. When he threw the one where he was airborne sideways and it went like 3 yards, a dude caught it and got the first down. Oh, I've never seen. Oh, so it's like, yo, this was Brett Favre when everything else stopped working. He started doing these magical plays, run around, throw it with his eyes closed. It was like, that's what happens when it's almost like a basketball player losing his game and starts pump faking. It was like, yo, he couldn't do the basic stuff. Overthrowing guys over the middle. He overthrew Tyquan Thornton probably 3 times at the sidelines. But then when he even pulled a rabbit out of the hat, oh my God. It's like, yo, it was a 3-yard gain and they're still punting.
Which, by the way, Tyquan Thornton, I think he had 2 catches.
He had the 39-yarder into the second quarter.
I said the nerve. This guy out here catching. At the time, I was like, this
kept
guy.
Throwing it to him, too.
Oh, my God. But Cerrone, more importantly, the Chiefs.
9-8.
Really? 9-8. You think the run is over?
Yeah. Well, they're at the point. It's 2006 for them. It's 2006 Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
The run is not over. The run has to be retooled. It has to be rebuilt.
Yeah.
Will Andy Reid want to hang around for that? He's a little older. Belichick, when they retooled, this was 20 years ago, so he had a little time. We knew he wasn't going anywhere. Andy Reid, not that he's up there, but is he willing to rebuild this roster and start over again behind with Pat Mahomes? Mm-hmm. And Mahomes answering questions the other day. They're like, okay, his birthday, whatever. I think he's at 30. How long could you go? Well, my kids are getting older. It's like, once you say that, it's not. Once you bring up the fact that your kids are getting older and you want to see family, I don't see him going to he's 45. Put it like that. But they're at their 2006 Patriot stage where they're good. They're good enough, but you knew something had to happen for them to flip it around. And real quick, my 9-8. They got their best receiver just went down yesterday with their shoulder injury. Travis Kelce is just the ghost of Travis Kelce at this point.
I know.
He could barely dance last night. And I'm like, when's bullfighting had anything to do with where you were? But anyway.
He got cracked yesterday, too.
Yeah, he did.
He's the one that took out Worthy.
He took out, first play of the game.
Yeah.
They got the Eagles next week.
Uh-huh.
Then they got the Ravens, Jags, the Lions, Washington Commanders, the Bills, the Broncos, Cowboys, Stroud and the Texans, Chargers again, Broncos again. That schedule is going to be brutal for this team. And I don't think they're going to pull out 9 magical wins like they did last year and win these games. They're already dealing with injuries. The receiver group is trash. The other guy's still suspended for the next 6 games, and they got probably the toughest schedule in the league. So, yeah, 9-8.
I'm sitting there like, man, Juju?
Yeah.
He out? Tyquan? He out there? And then to see the team, and I'm glad they did show this. I'm surprised they did because the glazing, like I said, was unbelievable. But to show the team, a little bit frustrated, which is normal for any team sport.
Yeah.
But for the first game, it just seemed a little bit odd. It seemed like, Kansas City might be in trouble.
First half, they were yelling at each other.
Yeah.
First, and Chargers, I thought were going to blow it. Chargers had a chance to blow that game open in the first half. I'm like, they're going to blow this game.
Yeah, when he ran it out of bounds.
He ran out of bounds. I'm like, here we go. But then you notice the Mahomes magic didn't matter. They couldn't convert. They missed the extra point. They couldn't get the 2-point conversion. Passes kept getting patted down. Travis Kelce could not get open anymore in the middle of the field. And in the first week of the season, Pat Mahomes was covered in grass stains. They were knocking him down. How many hits did he take on the sidelines, just trying to scramble? Right. I'm like, he's not making it 16 more weeks with this offensive line and with this offense looking this bad and his receiving group. It just don't look the same anymore.
I feel like he was doing that to try to get his team charged up or, like to wake them up with the sideline, the hits and stuff. Did you think that was the one that he did when he hit the Chargers defender before going out of bounds? Did you think anything funny about that?
Yeah, the funniest thing about it was he was only able to do that because players are scared to hit him.
Yeah.
So the guy eased up, and then Mahomes decided to pop him because they know if you hit Mahomes, he's so great at flopping on their sideline. That player knew if I went too hard at him, he was gonna get flagged. And Mahomes scrambled to his right several times last night, and because of them easing up, allowed him to get additional yards over and over again because they didn't want to hit him. And he took a cheap shot and hit the guy knowing the dude had let up. But it's like, you know what? I let that be a message to the rest of the league. If you get 15, get 15. Don't let up on him. Because he's going to play games with you and try and bait you or embarrass you, like you said, to get his team going. And I think dude should have straight up blasted Mahomes in that moment. But at the end of the day, they weren't good enough to beat the Chargers. They got to see them again, toward the end of the season. And they got the Ravens and all these other tough teams. They got the Eagles next week. And I got them at 9-8. This team is not winning the Super Bowl.
I'll tell you what, though. Lineman Mark Schlereth agrees with you as well.
Oh, wow. I know it's early, but it feels like the Chargers have taken another step. It just feels that way.
They had injuries on the offensive line. Right. Still look that good.
And there's still plenty of football to go. I was about to say basketball. Let's go to Tim in Reading. What's up, Tim?
First off, guys, I'm just going to say I love every topic you're covering right now. To turn on the radio and hear your Vegas tunes, awesome.
Appreciate it.
I turned in my dad, and I love that crap now. Number two, that game was bizarre. Just the audience. Yeah. I think the NFL is really forcing it. Yeah. Like, where are we going next? Fiji? Right. I couldn't even tell if the fireworks were real or CGI. Did you pick up on that?
I didn't pick up on that, but I wouldn't be shocked. And again, for it to be the first game of the season for both teams, and for it to be in Brazil, you just want the electricity. You want the just, I was laying in the bed watching it, and I was struggling to keep my eyes open.
You know what? I think a part of it is too. This is the first game they've had broadcasts on. It was on YouTube.
Yeah, that's true.
That game was a YouTube game, and I think what you said is key. I don't think the audio was set up for it. I don't know if YouTube itself is set up for that type of live, matchup in a stadium like that. Wasn't a massive stadium either. I think if they would have did like before when they went to Mexico City with a bigger stadium, I think you would have had a bigger reaction out of it. But I think the crowd size, I think that being on YouTube, all that played into it. And again, like I said, they weren't cheering for the Chargers at all. They were all there for Mahomes. And I think the halftime was the loudest that any of them got really for most of that game.
617-779-0985 is the number. We're going to take a break.
Stay tuned from Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Zone.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 98. Number 98's defense actions has disqualified him from the game.
Whoa.
15-yard penalty.
Whoa.
Automatic. First down.
So Jalen Carter, the focus and the star for the Cowboys, for the Eagles on the front line, out for the game before snap.
This game couldn't have started worse. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Eagles. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Eagles, in particular on Jalen Carter, and even worse, Carter, one of the Eagles' most impactful players, was ejected from the game on the before the very first play from scrimmage.
There's some footage later that shows that Dak may have done something first. Do you feel like he precipitated it?
I don't try to do nothing out of the ordinary. Anything that I feel like I've done something back is provoked.
I probably spit 1,000 times throughout the game. I mean, especially game day, maybe even in general. It's something I guess I'm not proud of. But in that case, he was trolling, I guess you could say, trying to mess with Tyler Booker. I was just looking at him. I was right here by the two linemen, and guess I needed to spit, and I wasn't going to spit on my lineman, and I just spit ahead.
It was a mistake that happened on my side, and it just won't happen again. I feel bad for just my teammate.
Vegas Music Saturday, a little bit of that casino ambiance in the background. What you heard before all this kicked in was, man, the first game of the season, to me, Cerrone started off with a bang. I know it was nasty. I know, but entertainment-wise, were you not entertained? You were entertained. Now, Cerrone,
it was very entertaining first half anyway.
I saw
the emotion of doing anything that kind of shows up your opponent or something like that. First of all, that's a penalty in today's NFL. Touching a quarterback the wrong way is a penalty in the NFL. Spitting in the face of an NFL, not just player, quarterback, spitting on some. Didn't Bill Romanowski do this years ago?
Yeah, that's the first example that came up from a lot of people.
How much? What did he get for that?
That's a good question.
I don't know if we got. I remember it was a big deal.
I want to say it was 4 games. So let me research that.
I know it was a big deal when Romo did it. And it was like, oh, a lot of people, Romo being Romo. But no, you spit in somebody's face. Nah, you deserve whatever's coming your way. And secondly, the Cowboys offensive lineman that was standing to his left and right and saw him do this, they should still be on top of him. It would have needed the Philadelphia State Police to pull them off of that man. You're supposed to defend your quarterback, protect your quarterback, no matter what. And to watch a man spit in your quarterback's, or in your on your chest, neck, wherever you got him, spit on your quarterback, and you stand there and just point, oh, look what he did. Come on, man, I would have had a talk with them. Like, yo, what is this?
Romo did not get suspended, to be sure, to interject. He got a $7,500 fine, and he was just suspended from a practice.
I figured that because we talking about back then. Things have changed drastically.
Of course. But remember, that was a big deal. I can still see the image of it.
Roberto Alomar was the player I was thinking about. He had spat in the face of an umpire. He was suspended at the tail end of September as they were going into the playoff stretch, and he had served a suspension.
Man, look, that's not only a finable offense, that's a fightable offense. Like, benches should have cleared. It should have been Kyle Turley coming out of a pile with somebody's helmet, throwing it up into the balcony. Like, that, it should have got barbaric after that. That's the ultimate disrespect. Yes. That's number one.
The word is that Dak had spit at him first.
He was 10 yards away when he spit into the ground.
Yeah.
And when I seen people saying that, go back and watch that game again. Every single time they either went the huddle or broke the huddle, Dak Prescott spit just like that. He did it the whole game. And I heard him say in the post-game press conference, I spit all the time. I spit throughout the game. And he wasn't – the camera they show from behind, they show Dak spitting, it makes it look like the guy's in his face. But when you see it from the side, the dude's like 5-10 yards away, and he spits toward the ground. Spitting at the ground 10 yards away from somebody is totally different than being face-to-face and letting one fly in the dude's face.
617-779-0985 is the number. Hit us up with your response, your opinions. Cerrone, this made me come up with a list of the top 5 most disrespectful things someone can do that absolutely call for a response. And if I could just go through it really quick. Number 5. I think name calling's on the list. Now, I know name calling is just name calling, but there are some names that if you call somebody that, it's going to respond.
You should be bracing yourself after you say certain things.
Now, that's number 5. Number 4, I think a punch. If someone punches you, you're going to want to respond.
That's 4? That should be top 2.
Nah, man. Wait until I tell you the top 3.
Okay.
Number 3, an open hand smack. The reason why, Cerrone, if somebody open hand smacks
that's a disrespectful.
They don't even think you're worth a punch. That's how much they don't even respect you. That's so disrespectful.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 2, Cerrone, a backhand smack. A backhand smack is worse because it's a smack, so they don't even respect you enough to punch. But I need everybody to look at your palm. You see how it's nice and cushioned? You see that? A backhand, you risk injury yourself, and you still don't care.
That's just a bag of knuckles.
That's so disrespectful.
And what adds to that, if somebody backhand slaps you in front of company, like in front of your girl, furniture moving.
A backhand, and there was some. I've talked to people about my list, and there was some debate between the open hand and the backhand smack, which one was more disrespectful. But number 1, we've already talked about it, spitting. You spit, I'm sorry, all bets are off. There's going to be a reaction, and it's well-deserved.
Shark eyes. You know, sharks before they attack?
Oh, my God.
That black cover come over their eyes so they don't get hurt? Yeah, shark eyes. You spit on me, I'm not responsible for whatever happens next. I'm not thinking about jail, prison, none of it. I'm just going black out.
That's right.
I'm letting you know right now.
And Cerrone, out of my list, each one, the higher you get, the more likely you are to be shocked that it happens to you. So you're kind of stunned and you kind of like, wait a minute, did that just happen? Again, number 5, name calling, whatever. A punch, you're going to react. You're not going to be so stunned. You're going to be like, wait a minute, okay. But an open hand smack and a backhand smack, you're like
disrespect
and spit. You might sit there and look around like, did this person just do that? Let's go to Tom in Boston. Tom,
let me tell you, guys, Cerrone, you are 1,000% right. Okay, if and I didn't play at the pro level, but I played at a high college level. If someone spit in one of my guy's face, I am all out. Let's go. The whole bench is coming out.
That's right.
I mean, all day long. It's like, come on. You spit in someone's face, that is major disrespect all day long. Let's go. The brawl is on. I can't believe it was like, okay, gets kicked out. He's got to get his ass kicked.
There you go. Tom is charged up, man.
He right, though.
He is right. There's no way.
Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin should have been running on the field after that. Like we've seen brawls happen for less.
Jerry Jones.
What is happening to sports?
The luxury box.
What's happening to sports? We've seen guys go at it for less.
Yeah.
Come on. No. You in the quarterback. Let's take it back, Leroy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back between 2001 and 2020. What would have happened if somebody walked up and spit in Tom Brady's face?
Oh, my God.
You think they make it out of the arena clean?
No.
Fans are throwing bottles at the bus.
Emptied out, yeah.
It would have been chaos. It's on. They literally just pointed at the man like, oh, get him out of here. That's it? Like, oh, they're not making the playoffs. You saw it right then and there. They have no heart. They don't have no fight.
Yeah.
Do that to Lamar Jackson. What do you think happens with that Baltimore Ravens offensive line?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Do it to Pat Mahomes. Where do you think Kelsey's going? If Kelsey sees somebody spit in Pat Mahomes' face, it is on.
It might say something about Dak Prescott, though. Maybe they just don't see him as – yeah, they don't respect him. They don't see him as that leader.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He didn't even swing.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I feel bad for Dak now. Now that you say that. That change, they look at him as a punk, man. They don't believe in that dude.
Well, again, we got to take a quick break, but my top 5 most disrespectful things someone can do that absolutely call for a response. Number 5, name calling. Number 4, punch. Number 3, an open hand smack. Number 2, a backhand smack. And coming in at number 1, spitting. You better believe it.
Real quick, you spit on me, you about to get 2, 3, and 4.
Whoa, that's what I'm talking about.
You got the backhand, open hand, and a punch. You getting the combo, you spit on me. I'm sorry.
There we go. We got to take a quick
the name
break.
calling.
Sports Hub headlines when we get back, the entertainment report. And by the way, hey, if you're down there at the Drewski auditions, hit us up. 83. Almost gave out.
It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, the Red Sox fell to the Diamondbacks 10-5. They'll play again tonight at 8:10. The NBA All-Star Game format is changing to a round-robin tournament. Staying in the NBA, the league has hired a law firm to look into the Clippers' Kawhi Leonard cap evasion allegations. Carmelo Anthony and Dwight Howard are headlining the class of the 2025 inductees going into the Basketball Hall of Fame today. Congratulations. NFL action in Brazil. The Chargers over the Chiefs 27-21. Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert threw for 318 yards and 3 touchdowns. Chiefs running back Xavier Worthy left the game early with a shoulder injury. The Pats and Raiders, of course, kick off tomorrow at 1, and you can catch all the action, pre-game and post-game coverage included right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. College football, BC and Michigan State tonight at 7:30. Top 25 action includes number 15 Michigan and number 18 Oklahoma, also at 7:30. MLS, Revs and Chicago Fire FC tonight at 8:30. You can hear it right here live on 98.5 The Sports Hub. And your Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. I'm Leroy Irvin. Leroy and Cerrone. We'll be right back.
No matter where you go, you're always connected to Boston sports with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app. Download it wherever you get your apps today. 2 local guys, lots of local sports talk. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on Boston's home for sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle is celebrating Vegas. It does not mean we want the Raiders to win. Let's be clear. It's Pats all day, every day. Go Patriots. We're just going to Vegas a little bit. Old Vegas, too. Not New Vegas, man. New Vegas.
You got to go back, Leroy, man. When we going back, man?
Well, I'm hearing it's too expensive there now.
No, not compared to everywhere else.
When we went, I swear, rooms were like $40 a night.
Yeah, it was about $75, $80 a night for rooms. But even still, people say Vegas is expensive. We be looking at places to take the kids and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. To go to somewhere like Dollywood in Gatlinburg, Virginia, in Tennessee, yo, it's like $150 a kid just to get in the park. Hotels, $200-$300 a night. It's like, yeah, I can go to Vegas for half of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, everywhere is like to go. Man, to go to the Cape is expensive. How much is to rent a house in the Cape and there's nothing to do but look at the Cape?
Yep.
It's expensive. Everything's expensive. I know we've told this story before, but when we took the kids to Universal Studios and we got to that ticket window.
I think we got. I think we were scammed. They said it was a Father's Day, a special Father's Day price. Like the price went up, right?
Yeah, it was literally like, we asked the hotel and everybody how much. It was like, oh, it's $88 today. Word. We get to the window. Now, it was 10 of us, 3 fathers and 7 kids. We get to the window, Father's Day. We get to the window. My man said, yeah, that's going to be $150 each. I was like, wait, it says it's $88. I was like, nah, not today. This is the Father's Day rate. I was like,
ain't that cold? Shouldn't it be a discount? But on Father's Day, they drive the price up.
I had 3 kids, 4 people.
Yo, we were all looking at each other like,
to go to Universal.
Like you know what this means, right? That's how we were looking at each other. And you know what it meant? I still ain't recovered from that trip. I'm just saying.
I'm still in the hole. That was 2 summers ago. I still ain't got it.
Oh, man. Hey, Andrew, Tom, you're on the phone. Hold on real quick because we got to do the entertainment report. All right, let's do this. If you're like me, you're kind of back and forth with making gains in the gym. Let Little John be an inspiration. Little John, the producer, writer, DJ, artist, he's just an overall entertainer. He has transformed his body in the gym. He entered the Muscle Beach competition in LA and came in 3rd place.
It's been a lot physically, just in the gym, dedication, eating, focus. I'm winning just by being here and, changing my lifestyle mentally and physically. One of the things I hope is that I can be an inspiration to so many people that say, I don't have time, I can't do it. If I can do it, then you can do it too.
He's talking to me. My problem is I love honey buns.
Yeah!
I love Cool Ranch chips. A little bit too much. I can stay committed for about a good 3 weeks, but don't let, if I get sick, if you throw me off my rhythm, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, it's the food is what's killing me. I move, I walk a lot every day. I'm doing all that stuff. It's the food, man. My eating habits are in the toilet right about now.
We got to.
But he looks phenomenal.
Yeah, he does. I was like, wow, that's what's up. Moving on to all the games out there, and there are a lot. Do yourself a favor and check out the trailer and sneak peek gameplay of the new 007 game coming out called First Light. Cerrone, I was so impressed. This is the first time in a long time I've been excited about getting a game. By the way, the game drops March 27th, 2026. What did you think, Cerrone?
It's fantastic.
Oh my God.
It looked like a movie. It looked like you're playing a movie.
Yep.
It looks like a better version of the new Indiana Jones game that's out, which is pretty dope too. But that game looked phenomenal. But I just real quick with the gaming. Mm-hmm. You see 2K's making college sports games again, man?
I saw that. I saw it, yeah.
I almost cried, man. I almost cried.
Moving on, and when it comes to influencers on social media, the truth is they are the mainstream celebrities today, whether you want to believe it or not. And Boston was and is the scene right now. Yesterday, iShowSpeed took over the streets of Boston, going live for hours and hours. He was hanging out around the way, Cerrone. He went to Harvard. He even linked up with the Boston Celtics' own Jaylen Brown. They did kickboxing, 2-versus-2 soccer at Downtown Crossing, which is crazy when you say that out loud. The Boston Tea Party, and they even raced to see who was the fastest. And for the record, I think Jaylen Brown won.
He did. I think he did too.
He won, and a camera person stepped in front of him that kind of threw him off.
Yeah.
JB for the win. I don't care
on cobblestone with pants on.
Yes.
And no one really beat Speed. He's beating NFL guys in foot races. So, and I was scared Jaylen Brown. He just have surgery on his knee or something like that.
I know.
I'm like, man, please don't slip on that cobblestone. But seeing him run full speed like that, I said, okay, he'll be 100% for the season.
Good.
I'm cool.
But wait, the streamer takeover isn't over as today. Drewski, starting at noon, linked up with Jaylen Brown and Mark Wahlberg at the Boston Harbor Studios to host auditions for Drewski's Could Fest. The city is just going crazy, man. I have to believe there are people down there. I wonder if it's still going on, but it's been crazy. I love it. Shout outs to Speed. Shout outs to Drewski. And to the content creators who are from here doing their thing too. One person that comes to mind, everybody knows him. Shout out to Mike Dees. He's a content creator doing stuff. Streaming is where it's at. It's where it's at.
And if anybody watched that football game last night,
oh my God!
All the celebrities they highlighted on the sidelines were YouTube streamers.
It was nothing but streamers.
That's all it was.
Mr.
From around
Beast,
the world.
During the commercials, Speed was iShowSpeed was in it. Drewski, of course. I mean, they're just taking over. It's not movie stars. It's not musicians. It's not television actors and actresses. It's streamers that are at the head of the game when it comes to celebrities. And that's your entertainment report. Before we move on, let's go to Gabe in West Roxbury. He wants to talk about streamers. Gabe.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
Real quick, I'm 40. I'm an unk. I don't use TikTok or Twitch or anything, but I'm on Twitter. So I see an accounts that show the streamers and stuff. Yep. And this Kai Siant,
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He had Kim Kardashian on one night and then Mariah Carey on the second night.
Yep.
These women went on there to promote their whatever, Mariah Carey, her album, because they get so many streams.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's better than going on an ABC television show and making a guest appearance.
Appreciate it, Gabe, and Gabe is right. And I think the sports world, which includes media, is the slowest to jump on board.
Yep.
And it's laughed at. It's frowned upon. And
you know what?
Literally switching and happening right before our eyes.
I'm not going to blame all of sports. I'm going to say this. The NBA has been on this for a few years. The NBA was out front of this, and everybody said it was corny and that this was dumb. Why would they even do anything like this? But the caller was right. They've been promoting Drewski in NBA commercials and Google Pixel phones for like 5 years. But it's bigger than going on a Tonight Show. It's getting more views than doing anything on a major network, and networks can't compete with it. For example, Drewski had some of his videos have 20 to 25 million views. That is NFL playoff type numbers from a dude doing SNL type sketch comedy on his phone. And the Kai Cenat stream that had Kevin Hart and Drewski, it was a consistent 1 million+ people on there for a whole week, overnight sleepover thing they did.
Wow.
They are the biggest celebrities outside of athletes probably in the world right now.
Yeah, and in the world of business, it makes all the sense in the world. I can hear people right now complaining and saying, "Oh, what are these guys? Get them off my TV. What is going on?" But in the world of business, how do you keep things going? You got to target the younger generation, and they're the ones coming up. They're going to be the target audience, and they're doing the right thing. Why else would the NFL and YouTube go to nothing but streamers last night
and put the game on YouTube?
Yeah.
And you had the option to watch the game. I don't know if you checked this out. If you'd watch it on YouTube, it gave you viewing options. Watch with Kai Cenat. Watch with Mr. Beast. You could have watched the game live with them and got their live reaction. And Speed, you could have watched it with Speed too. Speed was in Boston. And after the game, he put a video up saying how great Boston was and he wants to buy property in the city and was telling everybody how dope the city is. That's a bigger marketing campaign to Boston than anything any politician in the state of Massachusetts could do because he has the eyes and ears of the younger generation in the tune of millions of subscribers and followers.
Yeah, every time when I think about Boston, for me, it always comes back to the powers that be being unwilling to let go of tradition, legacy, unwillingness to change. And you better get with it because the business model includes young people who are definitely into streamers, influencers. The old days, man, all that
done with.
It's over with. It's over.
And I heard Felger and a couple of the guys complaining about too many streaming services and stuff like that to watch games and watch sports. And blame yourselves for 10 years ago, 15 years ago, giving kids who were 5 years old a cell phone to watch YouTube, to watch Netflix. You see babies now with phones in their hands, knowing how to scroll on Netflix and YouTube, and everything is through streaming. Those kids now are 15 years old. They're 20 years old. Guess what they've never done? Picked up the remote and turned the channel on a cable box. They don't know anything about that. All they know how to do is jump from one streaming service to the other. These kids had no problem finding that football game last night or any other football games going to be going on this weekend, college or pro, because they're doing everything. You can, in the middle of playing NBA 2K26 that dropped yesterday, you can pause NBA 2K26, touch the middle of your Xbox controller, and click the YouTube app, and the game will start right up and freeze the game where you left off and jump back and forth seamlessly. That's the target audience for these professional leagues now. They don't care about you and your cable box and the old way of doing it. It's all about targeting the youth because they're the future, and the youth do everything through streaming. So that all the major leagues are saying, hey, let's put our product on the streaming products because that's where they are, and let's include ways to incorporate their favorite streamers and stuff like that involved with these games. And it's like you said, that's the new business model. And as the older crowd, we're going to have to get hip to it because the old ways of turning it to 48A to watch the Celtics are done with. The days are over with.
It's over. We got to take a quick break. When we get back, people are calling in. They want to talk about any and everything. I see a call about
more Leroy. Now, Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle. Leroy and Cerrone on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Home.
Music Saturday. Yes, the Patriots are taking on the Vegas Raiders, and that's why we went there. So hope you're enjoying. The number is 617-779-0985. Wait, before we go to the calls, wait a minute.
This is breaking sports news. Powered by Valvoline Instant Oil Change on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Well, this is breaking news to me. We started off the show talking about the lady who snatched the – well, not snatched. She got the ball from the kid and his father at a Phillies Marlins game, and apparently, I think we're late to this, but she's been identified. Now, I have a problem with saying the name on air just in case they've got it wrong. I will just say her first name, apparently, allegedly. Allegedly, it's Cheryl. The full name is out there on social media. And Cerrone, I can't help but feel like it's being treated like it's almost like I hate to go. It's almost like solving the JFK assassination. That's how people are treating it.
Yeah. But it's amazing how people will work together for stuff like this too.
It's like we got her. That's like I'm saying we got her.
Yeah. Oh, like it's the Unabomber or something like that.
It's like, wait a minute now, y'all. But you know what it is? You know what it is? And this is refreshing. I love this. It's the fact that a child was involved and people don't play about children.
True.
You know, everybody, there's a lot of mess going on. There's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of division. There's a lot of throwing stuff at each other. But at least we can say
people gonna come together for them kids.
People gonna come together for some kids, even if it's just a baseball getting snatched away. I love that. So allegedly, her name is Cheryl. This stuff is funny, man. Social media is funny. We have callers on the line who want to talk about a multitude of things. So let's go to the callers. Andrew in a car. What's up, Andrew?
Hey, I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good, man.
Awesome. So I listened to Pablo Torre Finds Out, the follow-up episode about Kawhi Leonard and this shady no-show job. Mark Cuban spent 2 hours saying Steve Ballmer doesn't know and Kawhi Leonard doesn't know. And I'm thinking, all right, is this guy just owner defending owner? But it really is such like there's no hiding. They're going to get caught. So here's what I think happened. I think that Uncle Dennis went to this aspiration company and said, give me a no-show job. And the reason they gave him $28 million is they were going to use that to blackmail Steve Ballmer to say, hey, if you don't fund our company, we're going to blow the whistle on Kawhi Leonard getting all this money. And I think it just fell apart. So I don't know what you think of that.
Cool, man. Conspiracy theories running wild. That should be an entire show, man. Conspiracy theories gone wild. I don't know what to think about this whole situation. We got to wait for the facts to come out.
They put themselves in this situation to be on the conspiracy theory list. They did this to themselves. And the one thing I'll say about the Kawhi Leonard situation and under the table and all this stuff, don't think they're the only ones that did this. Don't you for a second think they're the only owner superstar who gets so less, because you just never know, what comes with that. Hey, you signed this is on the books. And, I'll take care of your foundation or this or that. You signed up for this or that, and you get the money on the side this way. But don't think for a second that they're the only ones to do this. I'm just surprised it's the first time someone's ever got caught doing it. But Pablo Torre that man gonna come up missing if you keep going doing the stuff he's doing. He's so good at it. But this is not the last you're gonna hear of this, and this won't be the last team you hear of doing something like this.
Yeah, 617-779-0985. Before we go to the other callers, I just heard a rumble in the studio. There is a severe weather storm warning going on, so please, y'all, be careful out there. Let's go to Tom and Quincy. Tom.
Yo,
what's
I cannot believe that. Well, I cannot believe that girl's name is not Karen, man. She just fit the profile,
What's going on with you, man?
Yo, you guys got me. You guys got me excited. I'm actually taking off to good old Fremont Street in a month, and man, it's just a way to go. I mean, like Vegas, the Strip, it's a tourist trap. Everything's like a mile apart. You got to cross a bridge to walk a mile to get to one place to the next. It's like Fremont Street, man. it's like a little cruise ship, man. You
go.
Jump from the Four Queens to the Golden Nugget. I love the Nugget. If you're looking for $50 a night rooms, that's where you go, baby.
That's what I'm talking about. See, Tom, we on the same wave, man.
Same page.
Vegas.
Yep. And here's the thing. People are like, oh, the crowds are dead. There's not that many people there. That's exactly why I want to go. This is nothing worse than going somewhere that's overcrowded. You mean I can go to MGM and sit in the lazy river and not bump into people?
Right.
Yes. Sign me up. Send me to Vegas where there's nobody there but me.
Yeah.
I don't need, that's the problem with a lot of people today. They need a crowd there for them to have a good time. I don't need anybody else there. I would love to have the whole city to myself, almost like a zombie apocalypse. I don't need anybody else there but me, the 120-degree heat, a lazy river, and all the food I want to eat. Yes, sign me up for that.
Vegas was the first and last time I've ever gotten a sunburn.
Yeah, same here. But no, I just got one recently in Orlando this year.
Oh.
Me and the wife sat at the pool for about 6-7 hours and got upstairs, and it felt like I got jumped. But Vegas, Wet Republic, man, we were there for like 13 hours.
And see, that's the thing. Wet Republic, when we first got there weren't a lot of people. I swear I might have been the only person in the pool. But by the time the party started going, the pool, I couldn't see any water. It was that many people that was standing in the pool, getting it in. And not like that, just having fun. Yeah.
No, it wasn't that kind of pool party, y'all. Come on now.
Which is funny. Can I tell a quick story? Cerrone, you know we could have lost our lives in Vegas and we didn't even realize it?
Wow.
So check it. Wet Republic and just Vegas in general. We're from Boston. We showed up down there with Boston hats.
Oh, we had Red Sox hats on the whole time. Yeah.
And
I got warned about that on my third trip to Vegas. Somebody finally warned me about that.
Those Cali cats are so smooth. They were like, hey, what's up, guys? Where you guys from? And so I'm thinking they're being, polite and nice and trying to get to know us. They were trying to figure out, Cerrone, if we had on these Boston Red Sox hats that represent some gang activity down there.
Yeah,
but once they found out we were
whole
from
Red
Boston,
Nation with the Bloods out west,
they let us ride. And I dumb behind sitting there having no idea.
Walking the strip at 2 a.m. in Red Sox gear.
Stupid. Thank God we made it. Let's go to Mike in Boston. Mike.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. I just want to throw a little sunshine your way before I get to my Packers question. I mean, you guys are awesome. I don't listen to the radio very often, but I know when you guys are on, and I'm tuning in every single time. I just wish you were on every day, guys.
Appreciate it, Mike. Thank you, man.
My Packers. I'm from Wisconsin. Love the trade. But my only fear, my only hesitation is, the Packers can get to the playoffs. The problem is sealing the deal when they're there. And Micah Parsons kind of likes to disappear in the playoffs. I think if these playoff teams that know how to run at them, know how to neutralize them. The Packers did it to the Cowboys just a couple of years ago. And we've had that problem with our own number 12, Aaron Rodgers. We had enough guys that disappear in the playoffs to have another one. So I'm just hoping it's worth the risk, and I'd just like to hear your take on it.
Appreciate it, Mike. Cerrone, real quick, because we're up against it. Micah Parsons to the Packers, his impact for the Packers. Is he going to help them get over the hump?
If they have a lead, they have to build leads. He's great when they have a lead. That way he could just tee off on quarterbacks. But if it's a balanced game, Jerry Jones is right. They're just going to run at him. And his concerns about the playoffs are true. Michael Parsons played in 4 playoff games. I think he has 1 sack and 3 tackles for loss. So in 4 playoff games. So he hasn't been a disruptor or dominant in the postseason, but neither has any Cowboy at this point. But if they build a big enough lead to where he can tee off and try and hold that lead, he can be dominant for them. I thought he was going to say his biggest concern is the fact this man got to take an epidural for his back. That's concern. Backs don't get better. A football player, defensive end that plays that reckless, and he's got back issues, that's not going to get better. And to me, that's the overall concern is Micah Parsons is back and have to get epidurals along with, I think Matt Stafford's dealing with the same thing right now. That's a bigger concern than him showing up in the playoffs.
Wow. Well, some people consider Micah Parsons as a generational talent. And when we get back, we got to talk about a former player who had to say something about generational.
You're listening to Taking your calls, giving hot takes. Leroy Irvin and Cerrone battle on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Old school Vegas, man. This is 98.5 The Sports Hub. We're having a lot of fun. I do feel obligated to say this because people are listening, and I just want everybody to be safe. There is a severe thunderstorm watch. These conditions are expected to last until 8 p.m. So if you're out there, please just be safe. Look out for one another, and I hope everything's going to work out. It will.
Yeah, there's it's a line that's going all the way down the coast.
Oh wow.
There's several games right now that are delayed. College games, the Clemson game's delayed. I think Alabama's game is delayed.
Wow.
I think the the Wake Forest game is delayed, and UNC versus UNC Charlotte game could possibly be delayed as well.
Wow.
Severe lightning and thunderstorms. It's just it's coming across the whole East Coast. Wow. From Florida all the way up to you guys. So
yeah,
everybody outside, be careful. Get off the grill.
They even talking potential tornadoes. So just keep an eye out, and we want you guys
don't
to
go outside and look at it. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, cut it out. Also, real quick, for maybe it's my algorithm, but this Phillies fan it's dominating on all social media platforms. It's crazy. Hey, we got Joey in Kingston who wants to talk about it. Joey.
Well, gentlemen, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hey, Leroy, first off, have a great wedding, buddy.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And Cerrone, to go to football. I love listening to your Patriots takes. And what you said earlier, I was kind of, a little worried without Gonzalez tomorrow and Bowers. You know what? Let Drake May loose. I feel good when I score points, so you made me feel better for tomorrow, buddy. But I didn't know about this baseball league till this morning when I was listening to, McCarthy. Uh-huh. And I turned it on. Have you guys seen the videos after she literally took the baseball out of that kid's hands? Mm-hmm. There are videos of her, of everyone out. She's holding the ball. She's flaunting it. Ooh. She got some other guys know. She was giving the finger. She looks bad. Oh. This video is going to be worse than that couple that got caught at the concert at Gillette a little while ago.
I believe
this is going to be bigger than that.
I believe
now, what's the song? Let not be a lady for her. Because if this was old school Vegas and Sinatra got a hold of this, he would have got his henchman, took her out in the desert, dug a hole, buried her, and said, take the baseball and leave the cannoli. She deserves it.
Joey is not lying. And I'm like, maybe it's just my algorithm, but I don't think it is. This lady is everywhere on social media.
Yeah, maybe. See, I've been out all day, and we've been doing the show for the last 3 hours, so I haven't had a chance to see the additional videos. But people, you have to realize in 2025 at a professional game, you are surrounded by 50,000 people with a 4K camera at their disposal.
Right.
You're on video. Everything you do is on video. I don't understand why people still want to be criminals or act up in public. Everybody's going to see it. And now with all these videos and different angles coming out, man, I hope she don't lose her job, but you never know now. It depends on what kind of field she works in, but you never know, man. You gotta take care of yourself when you're out in public.
Oh my God. This is everywhere.
Her family and kids are like, Ma.
I know. Earlier in the week, there was another story that was kind of everywhere, but not like this. Ryan Clark, ESPN.
Knucklehead.
Pretty much, well, listen to what he had to say.
I think John Elway was a generational talent. I think Patrick Mahomes is a generational talent. I don't think Tom Brady, I don't think Drew Brees, I don't think Peyton Manning are generational talents. I think Andrew Luck ended up being a generational talent. I don't think there's a ton of them out there.
But so then how does one in your eyes be a generational talent?
Cerrone, I'm confused. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. I did not watch the entire video. Am I wrong in assuming that he was trying to say that these players were considered generational talents before entering the league? Is that where he was trying to go, or he was just talking about overall their careers?
I think that's where he's trying to go. And if that's the case, Pat Mahomes would have won number one. No one thought Pat Mahomes was generational talent at Texas Tech.
That's true. And Peyton Manning was considered generational talent before entering the league.
He was considered generational talent when he threw 50 touchdowns when he finally got a chance. That's when we said, oh, he's generational. But nobody knew that. No one knew he would have went number one if you would have known he was generational talent. Peyton Manning, by the time he was done at Tennessee, when he was doing the fight song, you knew then he was generational talent.
Right.
Tom Brady, no one's looked at Tom Brady's generational talent, even though the comeback kid was national champion. You should have said, well, there's something there. But after Tom Brady did, once he finally got on the field, you said, wait a minute. That's once in a generation, which you're seeing, which makes them generational.
Yeah.
I didn't. Andrew Luck was talented. I never at any point thought Andrew Luck was generational talent. Never did. Pat Mahomes, once you saw him in action, that's generational. Tom Brady and Drew Brees and Peyton Manning, the only reason those three didn't run the decade is because they played at the same time.
Yeah.
They had to think about it. Manning had to beat Brady. Brady had to beat Manning. Drew Brees had to beat Tom Brady and Peyton Manning in Super Bowls or playoff games at one point in time. Oh, and throw in the fact that Aaron Rodgers, who's generational talent, was in the middle of all that. That they're the definition of generational talent. When are the Saints going to get another Drew Brees? Not this generation. The Patriots are still looking for one. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Colts have still been looking for another Peyton Manning. You ain't going to find one. There's not going to be another Pat Mahomes coming into Kansas City in the next 30 years. That's generational talent. I don't know. Ryan Clark is talking through the eyes of a competitive who doesn't want to say those guys got the best of them because they played during his time. Oh, those guys aren't generational. The guys that were before me and after me are generational, not the guys that beat me down every time I played and kept me from winning Super Bowls.
Or Cerrone, he could be guilty of what Mike Wilbon talked about. Did you heard what he talked about?
Yep. Everything is the greatest today.
Yes. And just overhyping everything, and it's ruining sports. And I felt that way when I heard it initially. I was like, well, I'm not surprised. It seems as though a lot of people in the media and just in general say these outrageous things as if we don't have our own eyes and don't watch for ourselves. But they say these outrageous things. Oh, Joel Embiid, the greatest center of all time.
He's the greatest center. What? Generational talent. Like where? What?
Wow.
He couldn't do nothing with Luke Cornett in the playoff. What you mean generate? Stop it. But you're right. They do it with everything. And it's their way of trying to justify saying Arch Manning is generational when in 3 years he hasn't shown you anything that's generational on the college level.
Yeah, we talked off air.
Not a single thing he has done that says, wow, that kid is generational.
And one of the things that you and I talked about is like a lot of people, they think this is his first year. Like he's a freshman or something. It's
like he just came burst on the scene.
He been there for what, 3?
This is his 3rd year in college. He couldn't get the start of a generational talent. Couldn't start over Quentin Ewers.
Yeah.
Now, when I say generational talent, people overlook it. Go back and look what Lamar Jackson did at Louisville.
Oh my God!
When he was jumping over people and spinning over people, running 4,000 and throwing for 4,000. Not one time like Cam Newton or Vince Young did.
Yeah.
He did it 3 seasons in a row. He lit it up like that. And you're like, I've never seen anything that looked like Lamar Jackson. And people were hesitant to call him generational because they were hyping up other players. But then all of a sudden, Lamar Jackson gets in Baltimore, and he's like the greatest quarterback, several MVPs. You're like, yo, that's generational. And the guys that are generational, you see it when they're young. And we haven't seen it with Arch Manning. And shame on Ryan Clark for saying guys who we all know are generational. Brady, Brees, and Manning are the top 3 guys statistically in the history of the sport of that position. 10 Super Bowls. And you're like, they're not generational. John Elway, that guy that lost for 15 years in a row, that guy was generational. John Elway completed 55% of his passes and had just as many interceptions, touchdowns for half his career. But he was generational. Like, no, he wasn't. Those other guys you said that weren't were more generational than he was.
All right, we got to take a quick break. When we get back, our last break.
Stay tuned for more.
a different era.
I had that on the other day, VH1. The Steve Urkel episode came on with him and Ashley on the couch talking about first times. I had to change the channel real quick. I got teenagers.
Oh, man, it's been a lot of fun. Once again, Cerrone, I went to social media, and of course, man, that the Phillies lady player the baseball joint.
Think she does a press conference and cries? She does goes on IG Live or something like that and tells her side of the story and starts crying about being bullied and all kinds of stuff.
I got a feeling she's going to stand 10 toes down.
And I'll do it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
My ball, punk.
Like we said in the beginning of the show, there's 8 out of 10 times you got to give the kid the ball. The only 2 times, and I'm only speaking for myself because, Cerrone, you may not agree, and others, the only 2 times is if it's a historical moment, and that ball might be worth something. If it comes to me, it's mine. I'm not giving you that. And then the other moment for me is also if a kid is not within a certain radius of where the ball landed, don't give me don't do the Puss in Boots, look at me and sop. You win some, you lose some. And we're not gonna raise entitled kids, and I'm not gonna contribute to it. Now, if you're in the area, here you go.
Yeah, right. If you're sitting next to me and you want that ball, and it just falls in front of me,
right?
And it's not meaningless, but it's like, hey, kid, here you go. Now you have something. But like you said, hey, I got 3 sons at home too. I catch that ball. I guess where it's going.
Yeah.
But don't come running from 2 sections over.
Yes. Which I have seen. I've seen that
people
before.
do that. Can I have the ball? For $356.08, you can have it.
Get out of here, kid. You win some, you lose some. Scram. Talk about old Vegas. You got to scram. We don't say scram anymore like we used to.
With the hesitant, but the backhand hesitant. Get out of here.
Yeah, scram. All right, we got about 7 minutes left. Let's do the players' call.
Y'all want to hear my player call? I think, do you want to hear the player call?
All right, once again, this is the time where we take time to show love to someone in sports or in their everyday lives who've done something phenomenal. And with that said, hey, George, you got it first today.
All right, batting leadoff. So the player's call goes out to a Mr. Park Si-hoon. Who's Park Si-hoon? Well, it's a little story about the 1988 Summer Olympics back in Seoul, South.
One of the little local. He's now a local legend now. Jack Denio, 13 years old, from New Hampshire, caught a 177-pound halibut off the coast of Maine, I believe, in the Gulf of Maine, whatever, and it might be listed as a world record catch of any fish like that in size, 177-pound fish. It was 60 pounds heavier than he was, and he pulled it in. It took him a half hour to reel the fish in to finally get it in the boat. No one helped him, but shout out to Jack, who now will probably go in the record books as the largest halibut ever caught by rod and reel in probably the history of the world. So shout out to him for pulling in a 177-pound fish out there off the New England coast. So he's a real hero, man. I just want to catch a 7-pound fish right about now. 177 pounds, and he pulled it in.
I want to catch a fish. Every time I've gone fishing, I haven't been able to catch a thing. Nothing at all. And to all the people out there who fish, Cerrone, you're one of them. Is it really a skill, or is it more so luck?
Oh, it's skill.
Well, then
that is skill.
I don't have.
There are some people who sit out there and just snatch them in. How? It's all about feel. It's all about feel, man. Your problem is it doesn't mean they weren't biting. You didn't notice. You didn't see the signs, or you couldn't feel it. There are people who can be sitting over there laughing, talking, and just run and grab their reel because they know there's a fish on.
What?
That's a skill, man. My pops is one of those. My pops is he's one of the better ones I've seen, and he has a feel for it. He get 4 or 5 lines in the water, and he'll tell you which one's going and which one's not going to go. It's a skill, man.
I haven't caught a thing. I've even had fish take the bait and just get on. They're like, oh, this sucker over here. He didn't even put the bait on.
You don't even know.
Snatch and be out. Be like, wow. My player's call is going to a former New England Patriot and one of my all-time favorite athletes of all time. I call him the boss, Randy Moss. Randy Moss completed cancer treatment in North Carolina, I believe. He was in Charlotte, North Carolina. He completed cancer treatment, and he commemorated things by ringing the bell at the hospital.
I want to thank everybody here at this hospital for welcoming me to be a part of their family, of their extended family. So I've told y'all this before. Y'all do a great job of taking care of people. And I know it's an emotional moment, but I thank you all. God bless you.
The boss, Randy Moss, we wish you well. It's funny, even though we know there's a good chance he's never going to hear this, we do understand the power of putting things in the air and saying certain things. Randy Moss, we wish you well. And for those who are dealing with cancer, we wish you well, man. You got all our love and our support. Hold on, keep fighting, and we believe everything's going to be okay, all right? Cerrone, it's been a lot of fun once again. For the record, people, Cerrone and I will be away for about a good 2 weeks. And the reason why.
Leroy got the big players call coming.
Yeah. Bachelor party next Saturday. And then after that, the big I-do's going down.
Jumping the broom.
My God. So, yeah, we appreciate all the love and support. Again, be careful out there. There is a severe thunderstorm warning, potential tornadoes, and this is going to go until 8 o'clock. And so we just want to give you a heads up. If you haven't noticed or aren't paying attention, just know that. Be safe. I say this every time before we leave the show. Remember, live good, eat good, and please show your fellow man the utmost respect. I'm Leroy. He's Cerrone Battle. George behind the glass.